Rings, join us. Okay, all right, so Lionsgate, Portal Shift, Apocalyptic, Hotel Oblivion, and Time Traveling Unicorn. So we're kind of in some kind of weird phase. I guess it's the Lionsgate. It might not just be the Lionsgate. It's probably other things connected to it. Either way, there's a like an energy shift. Doesn't mean it's a pole shift, but there's an energy shift going on. I wouldn't say it's a full Lionsgate. I think that's part of it because I've experienced other Lionsgates. I felt nothing. So I think this is something else also, but who knows? Not that it matters. But either way, we're going to some kind of energy change, and I don't know if we'll ever see any difference here. I guess we'll find out. Like with China, if that's going to happen, or that's not completely clear on that one. I mean, obviously, that's probably going to head in that direction with Taiwan, but not that you have to focus on that or anything. Apocalyptic, the Hotel Oblivion, that's from the Umbrella Academy. So some people are going through apocalyptic fears. Some people are going through traumas, and that's the thing about some so-called spiritual teachers that just don't want anything to do with any of that. But really, it comes down to people that are channeling those energies are just going through their own traumas, and it's you don't have to focus too much on it. But some are just they're channeling their own demise from other realities. And there are some spiritual teachers that always they say they're teachers. I think it's more like a cult leader, but whatever. It's funny to see a cult leader. I've seen a couple of them that are like they're always usually pretty happy, and they have usually a pretty big following, way bigger than mine. And it's funny how they're just happy in their cult leader ways. And it's funny, and people just take it; they're okay with it. It's quite the education. It's like welcome to your the bubble reality that you walked yourself into. But whatever works for you, whatever works. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. The only thing is cults, they don't get violent. When they get violent, that's when obviously they start to. As long as they stay away from that and do a bunch of fucked up shit, I guess they can last forever. And people seem to be okay with it. So more power to you on that. Welcome to Earth. But anyway, the apocalyptic energies, be surprised how many are actually going through it, remembering it, terrified of the future, think the aliens are going to come and wipe us out or whatever it might be. Um, those are all, it's like I said, it's just traumas. Some people are going to see their future selves in astral, but also some people here actually keep us from having the apocalypse happen here. So I believe that's part of it too, especially if you're like attracted to it for some reason. You don't know why. Obviously, it's not for everybody, but it's not always supposed to, be completely clear. Of course, you have the zombie apocalypse, but there's different type of apocalypse realities. But we're kind of, I don't know, we're kind of going through one. I don't think the world. I mean, nobody ever know. I doubt it. We're not lucky enough for the world to come to an end. We have the news media to fill us with nonsense and just, I don't know. It's just a sad, sad timeline. It's just a bad movie. As long as y'all pay attention to it, it's fine. But those of us that do, it's like, wow, we'll just see how low it can go. We'll just keep lowering the bar. So, and the aliens. I mean, do the aliens look down on us? I guess some would, but humanity looks down on itself all the time too. It's not everybody. Just obviously some need to go through what they're going through. And I wonder why. It's like the elite, the Illuminati, and all that, which does exist. That's a small part in all this. Still, humanity still has the main control of everything. The majority rules. And obviously, the majority rules is where we are today. So things can evolve faster, but obviously, many are not into that. So here we are. all of its glory. Living the same thing over and over again. I think some individuals are living Groundhog Day every single day. It's nice to do something different every once in a while. And time traveling unicorns. You look at unicorn merchandise. It's like, first off, who the hell needs unicorn anything? But unicorns are kind of symbolic for some kind of time travel that's going on, some kind of multi-reality or something like that. They're connected to something that's not always going to reveal itself here, but I feel like a time travel unicorn energy. I know it might sound like, for those that are on psychedelics, this might make more sense. For the regular normal people, no. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, unicorns can be positive, dark, they could be all kinds of things. And people are, they want this evolve and all that. And it's just not everybody's ready to evolve into the bizarre. Not everybody's ready for that, obviously. If you have to prove all this channeling to people, they're just not ready for anything. That's okay. The world's not ready for anything. The world's just going to take its time. We will live this for the next 10,000 years. Yikes. I don't know if people are going to keep coming back here. Soul catching does exist. I forgot the wording of it, but I was going to put that in the title. Souls that can get captured here and trapped here. You see that with Jesus. Jesus is trapped here. That doesn't mean that you as an individual is trapped here. Don't feel like you are trapped here. So if you're thinking about it like you don't want to be trapped here, just by thinking you don't want to be trapped here, that I would say that's breaking free of it. So don't feel like you're trapped, because there's a lot of that here. I mean, look at society. It's like a zombie reality, right? I mean, the cult leaders might not look at it that way. Let me tell you, I can do a documentary about cult leaders. It's like, it's hilarious. I mean, like I said, they're happy, I guess. Some might look like they're dead. I guess they're dead and happy. It's hilarious. So I guess that's success. Sure. People seem to enjoy it. Yeah. How many people are part of a cult and don't even know it? Yeah. So anyway. But yeah, time traveling unicorn. Obviously, that might be a little bit much for some people. The apocalypse might be much for some people. Lionsgate's a little bit new age. Some people be able to register that a little bit better than the other things. But yeah, the soul catch, the soul sucking, all that. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just do the best you can. Yeah, some that want to break that timeline, please do. Yeah, you have candles, you have your own power, break that timeline for sure. Just don't do the same thing over and over again. That helps break you out of it. You do things that are different. You might do the same thing, like go to work and all that. But it's like, you know what? I need to do something different and do something different. That's good. You do the same damn thing every single day. Not just getting up and getting ready, but just the work ethic, just it's good to do something different. I would say it's kind of breaking free of it. Or breaking free of it altogether. We don't have to go into like the fear side of it and all that. Anyway, just focus on this reality. That's all that matters. If somebody's worried about when they die, they're not going to come back, or if they're going to come back here. If you do come back, you'd be different anyway. Not much you can do about it anyway. Some of us keep coming back, and we just can't get enough of this place and all its glory. Like I said, cult leaders come back as a cult leader because, man, what was that? Life looks good there. It looks absolutely awesome. No thanks, but it's hilarious. All right. Okay, as I've talked about my private sessions, we have a scheduler, we have a shop here. I'm in somewhere. I'm in the beginning of August somewhere. Same situation here with the webinar, social network behind the scenes. And yeah, another thing I'm witnessing, which is kind of interesting. Um, well, some people are trying to get the truth. Like, I want to get the truth. Some people are being very, what's the word? Delusional, which is normal here. And that's fine, but when you're focusing on other people and not yourself, you can destroy yourself. So, like, you're trying to expose others, but I even thought about doing that too, exposing others that are fraudulent. Walk away and stay out of that. Because you get tired of it. Because I get it all the time. I get hit by people all the time. I get tired of it. But if you're trying to expose others, there's delusional. I mean, some people are going to do it on their own time. That's one thing. But if you have a platform and you're going after others, you'd be surprised how many are going to destroy themselves. And that's another. That's you got to do what you got to do. That's funny. Yeah, when you're focusing on other people than yourself, it's so much easier to focus on others than yourself. And a channel like Max Spears, people start crying about that, which I think is hilarious. Whatever, it's who cares? Man, he's got a long ways to go. That's okay. Some are going to incarnate here for the next 10,000 years or longer, forever. And more power to you on that one. So I don't plan on being one of those people. Of course, I'll probably come back here anyway, but for different reasons. So, okay, all right, we're going to the Lionsgate energy. Yeah, it's not making it I don't know. It's not going to make itself completely clear what's happening. There's just a shift. It might not appear physically. We'll just have to roll with it. So, yeah, apocalyptic timelines and time travel. Yeah, I got a cat hair all over the place. Make sure the audio is working. Okay. All right. Blessings. Here we go. Greens too. We are the Lionsgate frequencies. Yes, you do what you feel like you need to do for your life. That you are living the life that you want. Yes, things might go exactly in the direction you wish it to, but it's just on the day today, this moment. Is there something in your life that's going your way, and it's good to focus on that. And yes, you have a lot of life challenges, such as the work situation. It's the work is also to get you to connect to other people. Like if you have an average job, to connect to others, to work with their frequencies. So be surprised how many are actually getting their angel wings, are working with others, understand the psychology of others. It's not always going to make itself completely clear, but of course, many are working on themselves. And so they have a lot of isolation with sometimes working for others is easier than working on yourself because the mechanics of your own energy obviously is deep. You don't have to always focus on, but if you have like no social life, not much of one, most likely you are working on your own frequency. And you don't have to look too deeply into it. Just by being alone and doing your own thing and keeping yourself entertained is actually deeper than you might think. It just might not show itself. But also, some that do have loneliness in their life, it's one other way for you to stay focused. Because you have too many people in your life, it's hard to focus on what you're trying to focus on. If there's a subject matter that you're looking towards, or a time, be surprised how many of you are actually focusing on a timeline of prosperity, but not be what you might think. Just to survive the turmoil of the timelines of others. A great deal of others are going through a lot of their own inner growth, breaking timelines, destroying timelines, resetting themselves, and you're just walking through a fire lane. So many are, it's not always going to make itself completely clear, but basically just trust the reality that you're in. Of course, if you feel like you need an adjustment, feel like things are not the way they should be, then tell the universe that you need to be on the timeline that you need to be on. And slowly you'll be put on that timeline. Of course, some want prosperity and all that. They want to be a millionaire and all that. Realize those timelines aren't what they're cracked up to be. Like a lifetime as a millionaire, you end up giving to everybody but yourself. It's like you don't have you anymore. You are now everyone else. You're serving others, and you're nowhere near serving you. So that's another reason why those millionaire timelines don't happen. Well, because you have all these bills and all these luxuries and all of this. Families will usually have a family line, kids and all that. Realize if you have kids, you're not really about you, you're about others. The psychology, you're sharing your knowledge with your children, helping them grow to create personality, create a reality. So it's almost like other versions of yourself to some level, like fractal sides of yourself. So, but the Lionsgate in general, what's happening? You say the Earth is kind of going through an energy reset. Not that the world is going to implode or anything like that. It's the world is changing its frequencies overall. You're coming into a different Earth. It's a new Earth that's collaborating with yours. It might not show its full details. You never know. It's never always going to be completely clear. Now, this happens a lot, but sometimes a major shift does occur where now you're on a different world altogether. And some of you are probably feeling those frequencies. Yes, it's not always going to make itself clear. Next couple months it will, but for right now, just ride the wave that's here. Blessings. Greetings to you. Yes, we have the apocalyptic reality timeline. Some of you are time travelers, time shifters, and you sometimes you want to go see your demise or a reality where you have been imploding or imploded, or a lot of the times a reflection of your own energies, your own self, a place you need to go to just see your not necessarily your own misery, but sometimes it's sometimes to see just who will destroy the world, who has the power to do that, how would that even occur? You've all been there, you just don't remember, but others can't get over it. You say some felt that it would never happen, and then it happens, and then they come to this world. It's like, is it going to happen here too? And so yes, many are going through terrifying moments of themselves. Some are connected to the secret space program, realize some of the secret space program energies, those memories, sometimes those are soul traps. I mean, they keep in those that get obsessed with it, they're actually part of the soul trap energies, and they can't always free themselves. They think about it all the time. They can't think about this reality. And this reality has a purpose. It's not here for no reason. Now, some are, yes, been pulled into government timelines. You're actually breaking free of a government timeline, and that's a little bit different. The My Lab energies is very real. My Lab is actually very old. Of course, your reality, it's older than you might think. It's been going on forever. Let's put it that way. Thousands of years. It's not something that's new. It's just been modernized. But there are government energies. I just want to understand how humans think, and government can be very ignorant. It is a war on humanity. It's a war on. Well, it wants to know who's incarnating here. It wants to just probe it, pry it. It doesn't always trust who's incarnate. It's like, are you going to take over our world? it wants to know who's coming here. So look at it from that. It is examining people. It's doing things it probably shouldn't be doing, but it's a little bit terrified that it will be removed from power. Not that it has any control over that, but it's trying to make sure it doesn't get wiped out, which it could be at any time. And some of you have had timelines where you did wipe out a government, actually. It's like, oh, we remember this one. This one's done some things. Is it going to do it here? So, yeah, you can look at it from a humorous point of view. But some, yes, are going through a great amount of trauma, especially those that have been abducted in previous lifetimes, and they've been taken to apocalyptic realities where they can't be worked on because it's difficult to. Like if you get abducted by alien energies, it's difficult for them to sometimes get into your energy, to shift to a reality where it's kind of like an apocalyptic world. where they can start messing with you easier. And it's kind of strange there, but as you go more multi-dimensional, you'll be able to tap into these things. But overall, you're here to heal those timelines. This reality is trying to cause an apocalypse to some level. Some aren't ready to accept that side, but there are agendas to cause that. You see it all the time, like with the viruses and so on. Some are trying. It's not going to get anywhere. There is kind of a dystopian reality here, and some humans are just not ready to eject from this reality just yet. Well, as many are just they can make this work. You wonder why reality hasn't shifted that much, because obviously many in your population don't mind it so much, and they like the way things are, and they want it to go as slow as possible. So, blessings. Greetings to you. We are the unicorn time travelers. Some of you are unicorn beings, especially have your hair colored or want it colored. Some of you have been trapped about the realities of a unicorn being. There's, yes, the unicorn merchandise. It's basically to show that you see a unicorn like little stuffed animals. Sometimes those are very kind and sweet and beautiful, and other times they're there to shift your reality. And sometimes you need a unicorn with you to shift your reality. It's like some of you are unicorn beings. You shifted realities all the time to make sure you don't run into apocalyptic reality. And of course, there are others that are kind of a dark unicorn energy that want you to have that. So there's a little bit of a time war energy going on in the nicest, prettiest way known to man. So be surprised on just the war of words here. Some of you, just a single word can keep this world from imploding. And some are trying to cause a lot of havoc here. So just words, just little words to keep this world from and maybe you use their own shields. You're using your powers, you just aren't aware of it. And that's it. I'm not just talking about unicorn people, we're talking about everybody. There is your average life, and you're protecting your frequencies. Some of you are, but many of you are protecting this world from, being devoured. It's not something you have to think about every day. What's your intentions? Are your intentions to have a peaceful, happy life? Then that's the reality that you're creating. If you want to cause chaos, which many do, they don't usually admit it. But the chaos people, you already see them at work. A lot of the chaos people at work and society, a lot of them just want to watch the world burn. And you are here to say, no, that's not going to happen. Yes, you might cause skirmishes here, but we don't want that to happen. So those are causing violence in the cities and all that. Some of them just want to just push the world to the end, to Armageddon. You'd be surprised. Some might not go that far, but some will. And so many of you are here just to say no to all that. And it's that simple. It's that simple. And astrally, yes, some of you are fighting the atomic wars in the astral plane. So right now, you just be yourself. Enjoy your moments. Enjoy your time here. And that's all that matters. But it's you're living in a common reality. This is where the war is. It's a war of words. Now some of you just have a words of kindness, and that's all you need. It's your intentions to do good, to bring good to others, and that's all that matters. Obviously, others are trying to derail that. And yeah, you look at your life, it's like, who's psychotic? Is it the parent energies? Could you be surprised the parents want to take over the world? You'd be surprised. Well, they might not be for themselves, but they want the intentions of somebody else to rule the planet. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I might want to look into that a little bit more. You don't have to look that deeply, but some of it's like, yeah, I can see my family trying to take over the planet. Always trying part of it. They're okay with it, and then you go against it. So yeah, look at your intentions and look at the intentions of others. Like I said, it's very simple. Like in schooling, you go to school and you feel like those are trying to derail you, bully you. Obviously, they don't like your intentions. to bring freedom, love to society, while others just want to, yes, once again, watch the world burn. And some that have been part of those realities where the world was burning and they're hurt here, and finding those that are injured here and healing those that are. See, that's the thing. Some are injured here traumatically from other lifetimes, parallel Earth realities, and nobody's there to help them. And humans don't really think multidimensional. Obviously, doctors don't think multidimensional. Some therapists sort of think multidimensional, but it's basically healing multidimensional traumas, and which many of you are doing to a certain level, but it's not taken too seriously at the deepest level. There's still a lot that's still a mystery. But as this becomes more the norm, understanding multidimensional traumas, it becomes, it'll be kind of hidden, of course. It won't be mainstream. But over time, it will. Over time, meaning a long time. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that becoming aware of those trauma timelines that are here. Some of you have already been through it yourself, which helps you understand it better. It's one of the reasons you went through it, to help others. It's just not always going to be the most clear. Well, it's on a different level. It's like you kind of understand the physical. You might not be perfect at it, but you have some understanding of it, trying to cause chaos. But then you look at other realities, how you can help others. You'd be surprised how many are that are in soul traps. Now, you have to want to break yourself out of a soul trap. Many aren't aware of it, but that's part of some kind of agreement. But if they want to break free of it, they mention it to you or mention it to somebody, that means they're there to unlock it. Most likely they will be successful with it. Not to bid fear out there. Others are creating it. They say it doesn't exist, and some are actually creating it so they can be popular. They can be, your leader, and you're here to break that. You'd be surprised. Sometimes the nicest people in the world are creating soul traps. They say it doesn't exist, and they're actually doing it. So be aware of that.